YouTube, welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Review. Tonight we're going to take a look at another one of the Unibroue beers that recently just showed up at our New Brunswick liquor stores. One of three in a specific series named after the town in which Unibroue comes from. We're going to take a look at Unibroue's Noire de Chambly. Now, I've previously reviewed the Blanche de Chambly, a Belgian wit-style beer on this channel. The other beer that they have I've also picked up, and it is called Blonde de Chambly. Alright. This one here is the Noire de Chambly, which is kind of a Belgian style dark ale. It's not a strong dark ale, even though it is 6.2% ABV. I'm not sure if I've ever had a strong dark ale from Belgium before. I'm kind of half imagining this is going to be similar to the Conic. But honestly, I've never had. I don't think I've ever really, or at least don't recall having a strong dark. A mild dark, whatever. Anyway, it says here, Noire de Chambly honors the brave soldiers of the Fighting Kernighan Salière Regiment, saviors of Nouvelle France, dispatched by King Louis XIV in 1665 to protect Montreal and the colony. They built a string of forts on the Richelieu River, including historic Fort Chambly. This led to the legendary Iroquois Peace of 1667. Officers and soldiers were encouraged to stay. A number of them married La Fille du Roi and raised large families and prospered. And I think that's a similar story as what was on Blanche de Chambly, and pretty sure it's got something to do with this, because with the Blonde de Chambly, because if you look at the label on this one, it's the Fille du Roi. And I'll get into detail when I do this one. So, without further ado, let's pop the cover off of this one and give her a pour, see if she's any good. Now this is one of the ones that I've been excited to try the most. And it's excited to try me, I think. Well. Just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So, messes aside, get that cleaned up here. Let's continue pouring this out. Gotta say, I really like the look of it, but that's some explosive carbonation. That's the kind of thing I've come to expect from Belgian styles. Can't say I was really quite expecting it here, although I really should have. It's bottled on yeast. It's beer on lees. It says strong dark ale on lees. So, whatever. Yeah. Lots of head. Had 2 fingers. Probably would have had more if I had a larger glass. And that's a lot darker than I was expecting. Holy cow. That's like pitch black. I wasn't expecting Noire de Chambly to look that black, because descriptions I've heard of it, I mean, there's like a little tiny reddish hue coming through that one, but from every description I've heard of Noire de Chambly and before reviewing this beer, has been that it's kind of like a reddish brown. That's completely pitch black and looks very much like a strong Belgian dark. Ooh, like I'm talking about like Trois Pistoles or Chimay Grand Reserve. You know, something really dark. And I think those ones let more light through. Like this is probably border around quadruple, although it's certainly not that strong. It's only 6.2. But it's very dark, and that's quite impressive to me. I'm not exactly sure where to place that one, but it looks really nice. Let's give it a sniff. So there's a little bit of like a caramel malt, a yeasty dustiness to it, a hint of a cocoa and maybe a cola note. But for the most part, it's just this yeasty dust smell, which I can't complain over. It's just kind of like a musty kind of smell to it. Perhaps like a little bit of a coriander spice. Just a tiny touch of a sweet malt in the back, mixing in with that little bit like a chocolate and caramel malt. It's probably where the sweetness comes from, and it's. The more I smell it, it's almost got this like a small fruity smell. Like a pear or a grape. It's nice. It smells nice, but it's not exactly jumping out at your nose with smell, with a lot of smell. So, smells nice. Let's give it a taste. Got a lot more taste than the smell lets on, but it's not exactly a very sweet beer. It has some malty sweetness in it. Comes out with a nice cocoa dryness in the back. A little bit of the twang of a cola note, along with a pear fruit flavor. Pear and a touch of grape. Maybe a little bit of a banana and a clove. And it's spicy, like a coriander, maybe an allspice or something. And a bit of a pepperiness coming from the hops. Wow, that's nice. And it also finishes quite dry. It's got a very yeasty dryness to it. Although not quite as dry as I've seen some of other Unibroue products. This is actually quite, I mean, it's very dry, but it's tamer, and it's hard to say very dry for a company that makes some really fantastically dry beers. Like, this is not desert dry. This is like hot sunny day in the forest dry. That makes sense at all. Anyway, I'm going to sit down with this one for a bit, and I'll be right back with some thoughts. Be right back. And we're back with Noire de Chambly from Unibroue. So, what did I think about this one? Really nice, actually. The only thing I really have to say for it is that when I think about a strong dark ale from Belgium, I think of something a little bit stronger than this and a little bit more flavorful than this. That said, though, it is a really, really well made and really enjoyable beer. So I can't take away from this too much. And in the spirit of like lighter Belgians like Light de Conic or Lef or something like that, this one really kind of fits the mold of a more enjoyable, something you could session kind of a dark Belgian. And not only that, I mean, it's much lighter in alcohol too, and you wouldn't really, I mean, it is a strong beer, but it wouldn't, screw you over like a 9% beer would after several. Hands are sticky. I mean, it kind of blends the flavors of a nice, like almost like an English dark or like a porter or a stout, in along with flavors of a typical Belgian blonde or something like that. It takes your Belgian ale and mixes it with it kind of mixes it with the darker style, and in that respect, it's not quite like some of the dark ales that I've had from Belgium, but it's definitely a really good beer. That said, I do approve of it. The only thing I really don't approve of is the amount of carbonation, and if I don't let it warm up first, or that said, not shake it up in my hand probably before I started reviewing, it might not explode like that, but even so, I still really like this, and I think I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. And I do suggest trying it if you do have this available to you or have the ability to get it, because it is certainly enjoyable, and one that I will probably buy on a regular basis from here on. Depending if Neely likes it, of course. He seems to like it so far. So, starting to get like a little bit of a ginger note and almost like an espresso malt backbone to the back too. Like it's like a roasted bitterness, basically, which is really nice. Anyway, thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's beer reviews. 4 out of 5 for Noire de Chambly. Catch you guys later. Cheers.